All right. Since you have experienced this, I'm giving you the model. You're floating on the mind. When the mind is calm, you're fine, or at least better. And when the mind is tumultuous, you're very not, okay? And everything in between. And so now you've noticed that states of the outside world affect your mind. Have you noticed that yet? Okay. Therefore, you are out there attempting to manipulate the world so that when it comes in, your mind becomes quiet. And you're out there attempting to manipulate the world so that when it comes in, your mind does not go into turmoil. Fair enough? Anybody want to own that? Okay, good luck. Because I'm telling you that is exactly the same as the bird deciding how to make the water quiet. All right? And so basically, you feel you have no choice. I have no choice. I'm not happy. What does that mean? Your mind is not okay. Therefore, I need to find another relationship. Therefore, I need to change my job. Therefore, I need to do this. Therefore, I need to do that. It literally runs you. It tries to figure out that. That's the most funny part. Are you ready? Your mind is doing all this. When you want to fix it, you go to the exact same mind. You listen to me. I'm scolding you. You go to the exact same mind that isn't okay and ask it what needs to happen outside so that I am okay. So you are okay. Oh my God, that's unbelievable, right? If something is not okay, it doesn't know how to be okay. It's not okay. Don't be jealous and then ask jealousy about how to not be jealous. Jealousy does not know how not to be jealous. Why? Because jealousy is jealous. Do you understand that? You have to abstract from being caught in that state to where you get clarity. Now you can look and see about changing things. But that's not what you do. I've told you the ultimate. I have a totally disturbed mind. I'm on withdrawal. I was hooked on, whatever. And I'm trying to go through withdrawal. My mind's disturbed. What do you think your mind's telling you to do? Get a hit. Just once more. You'll be okay. If you can get a hit, you'll calm down. Then you can get off to stuff. What? Do you hear it? What do you want to bet it says that? If you can just once more, all right? I can get my strength back. If I have my strength back, I'll be able to go through the withdrawal. It literally makes sense to that mind. And it says stuff like this. I know people that try to stop smoking. They can't. They tried many times. So now I see them smoking the straw. What are you doing? Well, I had trouble not smoking, right? So I thought about it. I said, if I smoke 2 packs a day instead of 1, I'll get so sick of it that that'll stop me from smoking. People actually do that. I'm serious. You have no idea what the mind's going to say when it's disturbed. Yes or no? Are we having a communication here? All right. So it's bad enough that you're resting on your mind. It's bad enough that the mind is totally, we'll talk about why the mind's affected by the outside world in a minute, but it's totally that it's being affected by it, but you don't know what to do anything. So what you do is go to the disturbed mind while it's disturbed and say, what should I do to change the outside, right? I don't like what she's saying to me. She says she's going to leave me, all right? She says she's going to leave me. What should I do? Hit her. Isn't that what it tells them, right? I did 30 years of prison work. You're not going to embarrass me. All right. I went in maximum security prison, in for life, everybody I dealt with for 30 years. All right. Every single one, if we ever had a conversation like this, and that's how we talk like this, just like I talk to you, every single one smiled and said, that's why I'm in here. There ain't no other reason you're in here, right? You fell in love with somebody and you want to get married, you want to engage, you have absolutely no money, right? And you see a jewelry store over there and you walk in and steal the thing. Who gave you that idea? My mind? The expression seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is so real. I want you to own it. So basically, you are resting on this mind. The mind gets calm or disturbed by different things, which you don't understand. You don't understand why it does that. You just want it to be nice, just like the bird, right? And you do get like that bird and make up all kinds of things about how to make it happen. Watch. You're whatever age you are, and you're disturbed, you're not happy with your living conditions, so you start thinking, well, let's see, if I can get the raise, by the time I do that, I can leverage the money I get and invest it in the market and get that. And I heard those new Bitcoins went up 800% in the last 8 months. I'm going to put all my money into the Bitcoins, all right? And don't, by the way, all right? and you start, anybody think like that? Think it all out. All right. Then I'll be wealthier and I'll be able to have a nice car. So I'll attract the right person to me. Because now I don't want to attract anybody to me the way I am now. The type of person that would be interested in me now, I won't be interested in later when I go where I'm going. Doesn't it sound sensible? All right, good. All right? So the mind, when it is in disturbance, you go to that mind and it tries to figure out you check it out, throughout your entire life. The only thing your mind has done is complain that it's not okay and try to figure out what everybody else needs to be so you can be okay. At no time did the mind say, I'm not okay, I should shut up. No, it didn't say that, okay? And when you went to the mind and said, oh, mind, what do I do about this turmoil? It didn't say, I don't know, I'm just a mind. It didn't say that. It tried to figure it out. It just kept thinking. It's thinking, doesn't it? That's why it's thinking all the time. People ask me, why is that voice in the head not shut up? Because you told it to try to figure it out. That's all it's trying to do, is figure it out all the time. Watch it. Just watch it. I've watched it for a long time. It's trying to figure out what's wrong and what to do about it. But at no time to say what's wrong is I'm complaining. It says, how do I fix what I'm complaining about? You understand that? All right. What is all that about? It's what the bird is going through. You're lying on the mind. When the mind is disturbed, you don't distinguish yourself from the mind. When your mind's disturbed, you're disturbed. So you're floating on there. The only way you know to be okay, because that's the only way the mind knows, is when the outside world comes in, the mind gets quiet, you're okay. So I need to figure out how the outside world needs to be. And I mean down to the slightest detail, especially a relationship. Oh my God, you know exactly how he or she's supposed to be, right? Okay, and if they're not that way, well, we'll work on them. How's your relationship? Work in process. All right, are you seeing all the angles I'm hitting you at? So now you're left in a situation where you need to figure out how the world needs to be. Two things. You need to figure out how the world needs to be so that when it comes in, you're okay. And you're doing that based on your disturbed state, so good luck. And second, more important, now I think I've figured out, I got it. I went to a seminar, and a coaching seminar, right? And a life coach, and it told me how I should be. And I got this, and I see what I've been doing wrong. I see I need to put my emphasis on this and change this and do that. Then I'll be okay. All right, well, great. I'm glad you feel good about it. Now go make it happen. Because that is equivalent to that bird having figured out how to make the water be quiet. That world outside, you listen to me. The world that is in front of you right now had not happened yet a moment ago. Okay, where did it come from? Do you think it came because you wanted it? It came because what you made up it's supposed to be? No, there are forces causing the world to be what it is. Physics, chemistry, psychology. The world in front of you is the result of all the causes that cause it to be that way. How much of those causes is what you want? I want to know, how much of a causal factor is the fact that you decided, but I want that job? The fact that there is a job, the fact that there is a company, the fact that there's other people, the fact that you're past work, you understand that there's 800 million zillion variables. The fact that you want the job, that is not a causal factor. It's just something you made up in your head that will make you feel better. If I got the job, I would feel better. I know it's tough to talk this way. Do you understand that? Right? There's not a single book that you opened up and you're studying natural sciences in school, meteorology, chemistry, physics, psychology, anything, that when you were trying to study why things are the way they are, that you opened it up and said, you did it. They're the way they are because of you. You're right. It rained yesterday because it's your birthday and nobody likes you, even God. That's why it rained. We studied, the meteorologists all studied it, and they took a vote. Because I'm telling you, as funny as that sounds, that it didn't rain on your birthday because it was your birthday, nor is anything else happening because it's the way you want it or don't want it. It is happening because of the trillions and trillions of forces that cause things to be the way they are, right? She's perfect, but she's short for me. That has nothing to do with you. You have no right to even think like that. She's short because of genetics, and therefore it's because her great-great-grandmother met her great-great-grandfather. Has nothing to do with you. You weren't even around. Every single thing of the moment in front of you is inherited from all the moments that ever were. That is equivalent to why the ocean is doing what it's doing while the bird is floating on it. That bird can think all it wants that I'm causing it to happen. You're not. You are not causing it to happen. There are forces that are causing it to be the way it is. You want to think you're in control because you can't handle that you're not, because at any moment it might get tumultuous. No, I have control over this. It's how I'm holding my eyes. It's what I'm saying in my head. It's how I sung my song before. It's karma from a past life. Go on, just have fun. Okay? Have fun letting your mind develop a world that says, I have control over what's coming in. You do not. Christ said, let those who have eyes to see, let them see. Let those who have ears to hear, let them hear. In other words, the world is unfolding in front of you. It is coming in through your senses. You got some work to do if you can't handle reality. If that's what you're doing with reality, you're not going anywhere. You're going to struggle and suffer and get neurotic, just like that bird. You're going to feel, I got to figure out how to make it good. Now I'm doing everything I can. How do I manipulate it? And you're just going to be busy thinking all the time. Every time you meet somebody, you'll be uncomfortable. You'll be uncomfortable meeting a new person. You might not impress them. They might not like you. It might cause trouble. They might know somebody you knew. And you understand that? There is discomfort at all times inside of you. And I'm just saying you, generic you, humanity. There is discomfort all the time, no matter what is going on. Every once in a while, there's a peak moment, but it doesn't last, right? It's uncomfortable. You're scared. You're scared something will go wrong. Can anybody relate to that? To being scared something will go wrong? You might say the wrong thing. Have you ever walked away from a conversation with somebody? The conversation's over, but it's not over inside your head. Oh, why did I say that? Oh, God, I was doing good till I said that. You are scared. That's scared. Okay? All right. We said there were forces that were causing the water to be the way it is. There are forces that are causing your mind to be the way it is. You're not doing it. You didn't decide to have a neurotic mind. What has happened is past experiences you have had. Some of them have come in, made you feel comfortable. It's perfectly natural. Some of them come in, make you feel not comfortable. If you don't think that's natural, the example I always use is have a butterfly, 2 butterflies flying around, gorgeous monarch butterflies, while 3 people are standing next to you, and we're all nature lovers, come flying around over all your heads and land on your arm. Both of them, they land on your arm. How you doing? That's what I thought, all right? Have 1 rattlesnake come crawling up, right? Not land on your arm yet. Just be there, all right? How you doing? Okay. Those things have nothing to do with you. You did not cause those butterflies to land on your arm, and you did not cause that rattlesnake to rattle. But yet when they come in, they're either comfortable or not comfortable. Fair enough? So that's what the Buddhists mean by the nature of things. Everything has its nature. Nobody's denying that. So that when it comes in, it will cause certain changes in the ripplets of the mind. So what? They don't last. A leaf will drop in the water. It will cause ripples, and they'll go away. There's nothing to do about it. There's nothing you can do about those ripples when the leaf falls in the water. I want you to go home and meditate on that. Anything you try to do will make more ripples. I'll stick my hand in and pull it out. Yeah, that'll work really well. I'll jump in the water so that I can catch the next leaf before it falls. You know, that worked out real well too, right? There's not a single thing you can do aside from leaving the natural forces to let the ripple calm down, right? So butterflies may come and land. They're beautiful. It's very nice. That's good. Rattlesnakes may rattle. Not so nice. Goes away. Still the natural state when no other force is affecting it, you're okay. And the vast majority of the time, right now in your mind, what's affecting the state of your mind is you. You're in there worrying about what happened in the future and holding on to what happened in the past. I've watched my mind. 95% of the problems that my mind thinks about are things that I decided I didn't want or want. They're not rattlesnakes or butterflies. Well, what if I go on the vacation, it rains? I don't want rain when I'm in Hawaii. That's ridiculous. I won't like that. Maybe I shouldn't go. What is that? Those are ripples you are causing. There's no rain right here. There's nothing going on. Your mind is creating ripples. Well, what if I get married and he turns out to be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? How will I know? I've only known him 12 years and we only lived together for 11. I guess I'm very neurotic about that. So I've checked this out for 11 years. And now he tells me if we don't get married, he's going to leave. Or do I want him to leave or don't I want him to leave? If I really loved him, why didn't I marry him yet? God, I don't know. Who's causing that? You. Your mind is causing its own ripples. It's hilarious. All right. So the cause of these ripples in the mind are because you've had past experiences. Some of them have been pleasant, some of them are not. You've held on to them. I mean, this is the bottom. I'm going to do it very quickly. The bottom line is you've held on to those experiences. You have not let them end like the ripples of the leaf in the water. Do you understand that? Not a single thing ever happened to you let be over. You stored it. I mean, look, things that didn't affect you strongly, you let go. The white lines on the road come and go. All kinds of clouds float by. But basically, inside, if something is extremely pleasant or extremely unpleasant, I guarantee you it's still there. It left an impression on you. And now what happens is when the world is unfolding, you're judging it based on what it's going to be like. And you are out there trying to manipulate it. How are you manipulating it? By thinking about it. Therefore, you've ended up, I don't want to get into it. You live in there, you know all about it, right? It's very rarely common there, is it? Okay? And you are busy. All right. What is your option? Your option is to realize you are lying on a mind that is like lying on water. When the mind becomes disturbed, it's not nice to be in there. When the mind becomes calm, it's nice to be in there, right? How do I not lie on the mind? Why can't I just leave the mind to be what it is? When it sees a rattlesnake, it gets disturbed. When it sees butterflies, it gets calm. That's very nice. It's beautiful. It's like the seasons. It's like the weather. The rain is nice. The wind is nice. Why can't I be comfortable the fact that the mind reacts and responds to the nature of things? Why would it not? Here's a mirror. It reflects what's in front of it. Here's a mind. It is moving in accordance to what comes in. But the movement is very quick. It comes through. Somebody comes in and yells at you. Why'd you do that? You shouldn't have. I told you not to do that. Right? You look at it and say, he even told me squat. He's talking to the wrong person. Right? That's the end of it. That's the end of it. Next time he comes by, right? You don't say, he's the one who yelled at nothing. You might not say a single word. Not a single word. That's beginner's mind. It's clean. It went right through. You didn't store anything. You didn't take it personal. You don't have to protect yourself. You don't walk in the woods anymore. Well, I saw a rattlesnake once. When? 12 years ago. Where? In the Rocky Mountains. But you're not, shut up. Do you hear me? All right? You understand that the highest thing you can do is to become comfortable with the different states of the mind so that you're not freaking out when it's going through its different states. To become comfortable with the different states of the heart. Yes, somebody you love dies, the heart is going to have some trouble. If it's not, you better go to a doctor or you didn't love them. Do you understand that? Don't ask me as a yogi, how do I get my heart not to hurt when someone I love died? You don't. Period. But you can be comfortable with the beauty of your heart saying, I love this person so much. When people talk to me like that, I tell them, I want you to feel that heart as saying, that's how much I loved you. It's an expression of love. It's not an expression of pain. It's an expression of love. It's natural. You feel comfortable with it. If you are comfortable with it, you are healthy. It will go through. It will pass. It will not leave scars. You will talk about how beautiful that relationship was and how, oh my God, how you realized how much you really love this person, because when they were not there, it was amazing, this period you went through of purification. Okay? And you'll be happy to get another relationship. You won't be, I'm never doing that again. I don't want to talk to anybody, nothing. Oh my God, and God's evil. Why did he take this person away? Mind. You have to become, when we first moved out here, we started an I don't mind club. I don't do the verb called minding. I don't create all that garbage. So what happens is you decide, I am in here and I'm resting on the mind. I don't have to be. I can extricate myself, and I assure you can. Then you just fly. That bird's a lot better off flying, isn't it? It's welcome to go in the water it wants to, but now it knows how to go in and come out. That's where I want you. You're liberated. You're free. It's blue skies, gorgeous everywhere, all the time. What if something happens that makes the mind disturbed? You notice. You let it run its course. You're strong. You're healthy. You're so on, right? How do you extricate yourself? You will not be able to extricate yourself by fighting the mind. That's not what we're going to do, is come in here and fight with the mind. You can't make those ripples be quiet. What you can do is be comfortable with the ripples. There's called primary ripples. This is just my terminology. It's not in the Vedas, right? There's primary ripples, and then there's secondary ripples. Like you ever hear in war, when they drop bombs, they say there's a secondary explosion. What does that mean? It means it was a munitions factory. Right? So not only did they get the first explosion, but it was much bigger. So there was a secondary explosion, right? There are primary ripples, meaning the world comes in, it causes certain ripples in your mind. Fine, right? Get comfortable with that. Get comfortable that the nature of things reflected in your mind. Do you understand that? Somebody was mean and they mistreated you, right? You went through that experience. That came in, it felt yucky. It doesn't feel good when somebody's mean and mistreats you or rips you off or, so on and so forth, lies to you and you find out they weren't honest, right? Doesn't feel good, right? That's a primary ripple. It will pass. It'll pass. How? By itself. I don't understand. What you mean when you say I need help making it pass is you mean I'm resisting it. I need help learning how not to resist it. You don't need help having it pass. I'm in big trouble now with all the therapists in psychology, right? If you accept it completely, it will pass. You do not need help stopping the ripples caused by the leaf. They will stop by themselves. They will run their course. So will everything inside of you. But if I do this secondary ripple, which is what? I'm trying to take the leaf out. I'm trying to keep the leaf from coming back to me. I don't want this to have happened, so I'm pushing it away. I'm suppressing it. Now it doesn't go away. You caused more ripples by flapping your wings to try and stop the ripples. Does anybody understand that? I swear I'm going to say it again because this is it. This is all my teachings. You cause more ripples by flapping your wings, that bird in the water, thinking that that's going to flap down the ripples. It's like a flap down the ripples. It's going to make more. Okay? When you're in there struggling and fighting with the past and what might happen in the future and why somebody say this and why you are causing ripples by yourself. Yes, there are natural ripples. Yes, there are. They are the reflection of the nature of what came in. They will come and they will go, period. You just be comfortable. You don't react by fighting them. You don't react by getting all weird inside and coming up with concepts of what's supposed to be and not supposed to be, and this is wrong. And of course, I have the right to be righteous anger, right? I have the right. Why do you want to be angry? Why do you want the right to be angry? There's no such thing as righteous anger. How do you like that? There's no such thing as righteous anger. There is such a thing, all right, as blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. There's such a thing as a person who's centered enough and calm enough that they can stand in the presence of very disturbing things and bring harmony to it. That they can do. A big difference, isn't it? Right? That's an activist, a passive activist, all right? So you realize you are causing, and I'm telling you, I'm going to put a number on it. I've been doing this for 40 odd years. At least 95% of all the vrittis, ripples that are going on in your mind, you did as a secondary reaction to what's going on. And now you're reacting to the reacting, okay? And reacting to reacting, all right? It's so complicated in there, you can't even see straight, all right? What's the way out? Stop it. Stop the mind from reacting? No. Rest quietly and let the ripples pass through. It takes time. Relax and release. That's the answer. You're in there. You know you're in there. You're reacting to everything, aren't you? Right? Your only reaction at some point is relax. It's okay. Relax. No, relax. Relax. And lean behind what's happening. The ripples are in front of you. You're lying on top of them. Relax and release. And someday you will float above them all by yourself. You don't try to float above them. That's just mind, right? You just relax and release. Stop being so interested in everything your mind has to say, because 95% of it is garbage, right? You're going to see it's all about, how do I fix this? Everybody got a Mr. Fix, Miss Fix It in there? You're just trying to stop the ripples. But by creating mind to stop mind, you're creating more mind. That's all there is to it. You've just learned to relax. That's what meditation's about. That's what all this stuff's about. But I want you not just on your pillow. I want you every second of your life, right? You're driving in a car, and the driver in front of you is driving 10 miles an hour below the speed limit, and you're in a rush. Okay? What exactly do you think what is going on in your mind is going to do to fix that situation? Come on. Don't you see the sign? We just passed the sign. It's at 55. What are you on 45? Like, come on, you're supposed to be in the right lane. What's that doing? Causing you ripples. Yes, fine. The guy's driving below the speed limit. Certain amount of notice. You notice there. You notice. Yes, you can be a little later than if he wasn't there. Notice, right? That rest of that crap you're doing in your mind, that's just making you neurotic. That's just causing more and more ripples. Then you go tell people don't even know how to drive around here. I'm going to move. These old people in Florida, I don't want to live in Florida anymore. You're moving because the person, you can't handle anything, right? Handle it. What do you mean handle it? Relax. How can I relax when they're driving 10 miles over the speed limit? Well, figure it out. They say, Mickey, you don't give techniques. I ain't giving you a technique for that, all right? It's like, I understand if you're not doing something, you have to learn how to do it, you need a technique. right? You know how to play the piano, right? But if you're doing it, you don't need a technique to not do it. I'm playing the scales, I'm playing the piano, and the teacher said, no, you hit the wrong note here. Yeah, I decided it sounded better. But you're supposed to be learning scales. I can't give you a technique for you to not do it the way you're doing it. Just decide that's stupid, play the thing right, okay? It's the same thing here. There's no technique at the point I just told you. The person's driving, your mind's starting to give you this junk, you're conscious of the talk I just gave you, and you're sitting here saying there's no benefit to me creating all these ripples inside my mind to do this. I am going to just relax into the situation and not create secondary ripples. Just relax. I'm telling you, there's a doer in there that's freaking out, so it has to do something about everything. You hear me? Relax. You relax. Don't come back and say, but my mind won't relax. That's like saying the ripples won't go away. No, you're supposed to be honoring and respecting. There's ripples, so what? You're not making secondary. And you see why I say primary and secondary? Well, you're seeing a lot here, all right? So you relax. And what will happen is they will run their course. And the driver will turn away, and you'll relax. And you'll be grateful that you didn't cause all this trouble, all right? You get stuck in a train, right? Count the cars. Don't complain about everything go wrong because you're stuck behind the train. Christ said, lest you be as little children. Little children love being stuck by a train. Look, it's a caboose. Look, be a little kid. Have fun. So I'm telling you to do that with all this stuff. I call it low-hanging fruit. Learn how to not create yourself problems. And then you'll learn to relax with bigger things and bigger things. And eventually, when you can relax, what that means is I'm not fixated on the ripples. There are ripples. I see they come and go. It's okay. Somebody got sick for a day, missed work. Then they go to work. Somebody else got sick for a day, missed work, and is all nervous and afraid. What if it happens again? I'll lose my job. And then they get sick of that. Which are you? The person that can handle things or the person that can't handle things? Stop it. All right? Don't think there's an answer to that neurosis, because there isn't. The only answer is to relax and not create the secondary ripples. And if you can do that, you'll start noticing the primary ripples are not hard. Yes, the world does lots of different things. It comes and it goes. Every day is different, right? It just comes and goes. I'm okay with that, right? You will start to float above. And I'm going to stop it here. Well, what do I do about floating above? That is like you're in a hot air balloon, helium or hot air balloon. It's filled with helium and hot air, but it's tethered. See, I like that word. It's tethered to the ground, isn't it? All right? How do I go up? Should I put more hot air in it? Should I raise the fire level so there's more helium or whatever's going on? Right? No. Cut the tethers. But how will I go up? That's the hilarious question. If you cut the tethers, you're going up. There's nothing for you to do at that point. Do you understand that? So don't be thinking anything like that, all this spiritual mumbo jumbo, all right? Stop screwing with these ripples. Relax. Let them pass. But they're not passing. They will if you leave them alone. How long will it take? None of your business. Does it make sense to you? Understand that, all right? You let go. But what if the tether's hard to cut? How do I go up without cutting it? You don't. But what if it takes longer than I thought it would? Stay with it, babe. You just do what you need to do to cut the tethers. You do what you do to relax in the face of the ripples. I'm begging you. I've told you a deep truth here. Relax in the face of the ripples. They will pass. If you don't relax, you will suppress them and they will not pass. They will keep bothering you for the rest of your life because they're trying to pass. They keep coming back up. All right? So you relax and then you're going to see you're happier. Why am I happy? Why would that make me happier? You'll see. Because your natural state is happy. Your natural state is joy. Your natural state is love. But why would I feel love if I don't have anybody? You'll see. Because love has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with your inner state of beauty and openness. And you start going up. And because it's now nice, you don't care about the ripples nearly at all. You saw a rattlesnake. You came like, boy, I saw this rattlesnake. And it went, just like in the movies. It was so neat. Whoa. That's not how you were 5 years ago. No, I guess it wasn't. Wow. You're growing. That's growing. Not how many hours you can meditate. Not what clothes you wear or what food you eat. That's growing. All right? So you relax and release. You start going up. Then you really start to go up. At some point, the spiral really starts. You start feeling joy, real joy, like ecstasy. Like the highest state you've ever felt when your mind was quiet is going on all the time times 1,000. you're holding your kid for the first time. You're at your wedding day, right? Take that moment, and it never goes away. It only keeps growing no matter what's happening. That's yoga. Now you're somewhere else. Now you're a high being, right? And you just keep getting pulled up into it. And eventually the masters teach you that you get pulled up so far away from your personal self that you realize you can soar, that you have nothing to do with that water at all, nothing. And you just merge in the infinite. All right, good. Thank you. Jagradev.